What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Wild Rift video. Today we are going to play Xin Zhao in the jungle, and I even gave up mid lane. Like, this was one of the rare times I got mid lane and I gave it up for you guys because I want to show you the easiest jungler in the game. So if you want to see the build, it's right here on the screen, and if you can't jungle, you should play Xin Zhao. Especially with this build, he is pretty damn strong. So with that being said, let's take a look at what we're trying to accomplish in this game, because I'm exactly going to show you, because I know a lot of you guys, you hate jungling, you get autofilled, you start crying that you don't want to play jungle. This happens to me every second game, and I'm sick of this, and I wanted to change this trend. Every single time now you get autofilled, I want you to pick Xin Zhao and do exactly what you're going to see in this video, because even if you're a bad jungler, you will be able to win with him. There are not that many skill shots. The only skill shot you need to hit is W, which is not too hard. And besides that, all you need to do is follow this video. So, Leashing got patched out. I had a huge fight with a Thresh, who was apparently a jungle main, and we lost the lane completely because he decided to leash, and the enemy Caitlyn and the enemy Karma, I think, was in another gameplay you're going to see if you are subscribed to this channel. Like, they bullied me out of lane immediately, and because that guy was simply leashing, we lost the lane, and later on we lost the game, because they played it extremely well. And then he told me like, hey, why didn't you leash? And I told him to read the patch notes. But anyway, I don't want to bore you guys with little fights I get into with people that can't read the patch notes. So I think Riot should make it mandatory to make people read the patch notes. It's obviously in there that you shouldn't leash anymore. That's not the most effective strategy. So if I see any one of you leashing, you're going to get flamed, okay? I'm usually not the guy that's flaming, but this is something that should be mandatory. It's basic knowledge. Now, speaking about, I stop ranting now, and what we're going to do is basically do a full jungle clear and go for the scuttler and then trying to gank the lane. So, your pathing with Xin Zhao will be red buff, the ghost, or like now they're the chicken, you're going to the wolves, you're doing the blue buff, and you're going to the rift scuttler. A lot of times you will encounter the enemy jungler, which you can easily fight, okay? So let me show you what you can do, and also, I might fuck up and I might screw up, because I'm commentating those games afterwards. Sorry, I had a short brain lag. But I'm commentating those games afterwards because I'm a very good commentator, I would say. I'm a very good player, but I can't do both at the same time. So getting kind of the best out of both worlds. So what I'm trying to do right here is... Usually I would have gone for the Rift Scuttler, but I can see there are like a lot of free kills on the enemy lane, or my bot lane. So I take this free kill because they were completely out of position. I know that the Rift Scuttler is gone because Rammus was there. The mid lane is also missing, and I don't want to fight like 1 versus 2 because I would die that way. So all I do is clearing this camp right here and making sure I get the gold. One of the things I see a lot of junglers do wrong is they try to force ganks. They try to constantly gank their lanes when it's completely useless. Like, what you should be doing instead is farm your jungle, okay? You're going to be so ahead of the enemy jungle simply by farming. Farm your jungle, make sure to keep on track, which when the camps are coming up, and then clear them. And then on the pathing you try to have some ganks in between. Obviously it's dependent on which jungler you play. For example, like Lee Sin is more dependent on ganking the enemies because he's a very strong early game jungler. But for example, Xin Zhao, like, he scales pretty well with a bunch of items. I had another short brain lag right there. And in general, just work on your map awareness, because this way you're going to simply be a better player in general, not just in the jungle. So, I helped out my bot lane instead of keeping to farm my jungle, but because I had a very good pathing, I was on the right side of the map. And it's already 7-2, I was participating in 2 of those kills. Which is looking not too bad, right?
A Demacian does not
So,
retreat.
what you do is you take a look at which lane could need some help. For example, in that case, it could be Dion on the top lane, or Yoni. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Please let me know down in the comments, because it would be very helpful for me to not embarrass myself in front of you. But what I can see is that this Irelia is pretty much pushed in, or she is pushing the Yoni. I don't know. And what I do is I farm my way up through my jungle to gank the Yoni, because I have watched the map for a while now, and it doesn't look like it's going to change. Now the only reason I'm going back right here is because, okay, I noticed, like, Irelia is missing, she's probably going to kill the Yone. But this is going to be a free dragon for us, because Rammus is on the top lane. But also what I see at this the exact same moment is that this Rammus is super low and probably a free kill for me. If I would be a better player. If I could hit my skill shots. But, as you can see, like, you don't need to hit your skill shots with Xin Zhao. This is why he's such an easy jungler. I still got the kill, sure I had to flash. But this secures us a very free objective, and with the Rift Herald, like, you always try to, like, you will always get a turret. I missmited that for some reason. But the thing is, like, the Rift Herald is always a free turret you're going to get for your team. This is why this thing is so strong. So I'm trying to go for the Janna so she doesn't... Is she dying? No, she survived. I try to go for the Janna so she doesn't shield and CC us all the time. But in the meantime, I was basically saving my ultimate in case Katarina starts to ult us. So I immediately can interrupt her and she doesn't get those crazy resets. Also, I stopped attacking the Rammus about 5 seconds ago, simply because I would have died if I kept attacking him because of his passive. So now he's dead, we get a mid lane turret because of the Rift Turret I was just talking about, and we can get a very easy dragon, because Rammus is, like, he should be still at base. So, 3 objectives in a row for us, a 1 fight, time to go back and celebrate the victory. I go for the Sheen first, because that Sheen is giving you crazy auto attack buffs after you've used an ability. And now I'm back to jungle farming. Like, there's not much I can do on the map right now. If you take a look at it, maybe I could gank the Katarina because she doesn't have a turret anymore. But the risk there are 3 other enemies, the jungler and the bot lane, is very high. So instead of, like, going for the Katarina, I keep farming my jungle. And the Zed has everything under control, because I think he was the 3rd best Zed in the world, or in Europe at least.
My king commands.
Checking the lanes. The area is still pushing in, and honestly, like, looking back at this game, I don't know why I didn't gank her earlier, because that Yon has a pretty hard time. If I would have been the top laner, like, I would be pretty mad. Because I didn't gank. Like, right now she's a free gank, and hopefully I realize this. Yon gets out. I activate my boots. I E her, and she's dead. Just smite her to make sure that I'm getting the kill. And this Rammus, I should have checked which items he has, but because of my Black Cleaver, he doesn't have that much armor. Like, he has a lot of armor, especially in his, like, W stance, but with Black Cleaver it's not that bad. So Katarina is bot lane, this should be a free top lane turret. We are pushing here. Going to get the gold. Then I pick up the Divine Thunderer, and from that point it's time to take a look. Probably we should start forcing the bot lane turret. Yeah, we have a pretty good standing looking at the map. Rammus is 1 and 4. And the only threat is that Irelia and the Katarina maybe, because when Katarina starts to snowball, it gets very ugly. Okay, with the hurry sets, as soon as there's one guy dying, it's not funny. Okay, so this Rammus fight, this was pretty bold for me, because there were 2 enemies and I didn't see the Irelia, but somehow it looks like we're going to win this. Is the Ramos dying? No, he's not. He's too fast. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped over the wall because I was greedy for the kill. But this is going to be another free objective for us. Now, regarding the Xin Zhao combos, they're not that many. You're trying to hit your W, you jump on the enemy with your E, and you start hitting the crap out of them. That's it. This champion is not very hard to play mechanically. If you're close to the enemy, you just start hitting them, and when they're trying to escape, you follow them with your E. In the meantime, while you're attacking them, you maybe throw your W, so you have the mark on them. And you ult when you're like in the middle of enemies, like when you jump in with your E, then you start to ult if there are a ton of enemies around. But you don't want to knock back the guy you're just fighting. This has been a good point where I was able to ult, because it knocked away an enemy, but I didn't see that the Aurelia coming. We were all low, and the Yoni? Please tell me in the comments. I feel like an idiot every single time I pronounce his name, because I think it's wrong the way I'm spelling his name, or I'm saying his name. Let's see what the Zed is doing right here. Aurelia immediately Zonias, which is a pretty smart move. The only way to counter Zed is probably by picking up a Zonias or shutting him down in the early game. And he's dead. 3 enemies on the top lane, and the best thing for me would be probably, like, there are no lanes I need to death, maybe the top lane, but right now the best thing would be to just farm again. This is like how you get your big gold leads as a jungler, is by just keep making sure that your jungle is like decently cleared. You don't need to hit the camps every single time they respawn, but if you make sure every single time you have some time left, you start clearing your camps, because with every camp you get like 100 to 200 extra gold, which is not that bad. Like, clear 3 of them and you get an extra longsword. I'm way out of position here. Good ultimate by Varus. They all need to flash out. That's pretty deep by Galio. Very, very deep. And he survived. And Yoni, he can just... Oh, Yon? Please. He can just dive enemies like a maniac. He can dive them insanely well. Simply because he can jump back with his E. Another free dragon for us. I don't think the Rammus will be there in time. And my team is doing a good job blocking this guy off. Like, we're full AD and we are obliterating a Rammus. This shouldn't be happening. So again, maybe I could have helped the mid lane, the Zed push, but because 4 enemies are alive, none of them are visible on the map, it's pretty obvious that they're going to def the mid lane, so I go back to farming my jungle.
A Demacian does not retreat.
Not the most intense gameplay of just taking a look at me and farming, on how I'm farming my jungle, but maybe I can help the Yoni. I was taking a completely wrong path and I knew that I had to flash. This was such a bronze play by me, but maybe with the Galio I can get the enemies. I was taking a look at the Aurelia and she is probably dead. I'm trying to jump on the Lucian, but I'm dead right here. And now take a look at what this Katarina is doing. The ugliest crap ever. Like, I hate this champion, and I don't know why Varus wasn't with us. Did I ping like a maniac? Hopefully, like he deserved it. Yeah, but Galio's right, this wasn't like the best fight to pick up. But it was also my fault, because like I've seen that Aurelia and I got greedy because she was pretty low, and maybe this Varus is going to save us. Not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve, because he's helped us. Not to lose to the Baron right here, which would have been... It would have made the game way harder if we lost the Baron right here, because we had lost at least 2 turrets right there. And now it's a free Baron for us if we have a control ward. Like, this is pretty ballsy by us, but Irelia's bot lane. So there are only 2 enemies that could fight with us, which is okay. Zed is doing a great job. I don't know why Irelia is trying to split push us, and I miss my deck. I don't know, I think in another jungle video, I think I was playing Lee Sin, I was saying I'm the best smite in the world. I should definitely take the video down, and if you want to see it, you should definitely take a look at it before I take it down. Take a look at how I'm killing this Katarina. Her ult was decent though. Like, it made me a lot of damage. It was the most damage she has dealt to me. Can I kill the Janna? Probably not. But I can get the turret. So I go for the turret and then I go for the Janna. Then I die to Lucian. Or maybe I don't die to Lucian. I don't exactly remember. I should flash away. But I'm dying to the ultimate because I was greedy for the honey fruits. In the meantime, I guess my team is finishing with the Baron buff. Not that much. Yes, this game is over. We have aced the enemies, and even though I played like a retard at the end, we won this game, and this is exactly how you play Xin Zhao jungle. Okay? Now, remember, every single time you get autofilled in the jungle, you're going to lock in Xin Zhao, because he's pretty, like, he doesn't need that good of mechanics, and you can focus on playing a good jungle. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, subscribe to this channel, and I see you guys inside of the next Wild Rift video.